What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, what's good? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on a Philadelphia Eagles dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Man, it feels good to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan right now. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles have had a very interesting start to their NFL season. And, they faced a lot of criticism. They faced a lot of criticism over these past several weeks. Some of it justified, some of it overreactionary. And they've still been able to weather the storms and keep the main thing. That line by Jalen Hurts, that line doesn't resonate any more than it does right now, because there were so many distractions going on with your Philadelphia Eagles, so many, and they still found a way to just focus on the task at hand and focus on trying to check the boxes they need to check, work on their games, improve the deficiencies, hold each other accountable. There's a new air surrounding your Philadelphia Eagles team. There's a new air. There's a new aura. There's a new Riz flirting with your team right now. And I'm telling you, I think this is the beginning of something. And I'm ready to commit to say the Philadelphia Eagles are back in the mix. I'm ready to commit and say that. Now, prior to that Bengals game, remember, y'all, I struggled to say they're a Super Bowl contender. We'll see how they fare against the Bengals. I still had them as an NFC contender, but a Super Bowl contender that I needed to see more in order for me to just commit and say that. And lo and behold, your Philadelphia Eagles found a way to demolish, to dismantle the Cincinnati Bengals on their home turf in Cincinnati. Not an easy feat, knowing the Philadelphia Eagles don't have the best history, the strongest history in Cincinnati, yet they still found a way. Nobody does it better. They could come closer than close. Yeah, yeah. Professional, they never would be. Hey. You could come closer than close. Yeah, yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, it's a vibe right now. I think your Philadelphia Eagles are on the verge of cracking open the seal. I think they figured something out with this offense. You know, with putting Jalen Hurts under center more, he's being supremely efficient, the most efficient we've seen him since the 2022 campaign. The defense is finding themselves. The offense is finding themselves. They're coaching. You see it on the football field. I think somebody who doesn't get talked about enough in their role in that Bengals game is Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni called the perfect game. Now, he's not calling offensive plays. He's not calling defensive plays. But in terms of understanding the pace of the game, knowing the assignment, making the proper decisions when you need to make them, going forward on fourth down at the perfect time, having the pulse of your team, making sure they're prepared. Nick Sirianni deserves credit. He deserves credit for making sure his team is ready. And that's not even really the topic of discussion today. I have a whole different angle I want to approach today's show from today, but this is just where I'm at now. But before we get into it, I appreciate you guys for locking in on the content. You guys know how we give it up here. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the show, especially if you're new. Before you get too comfortable, you got to pay your dues. Smash that like button, smash that like button, smash that like button. It's currency in the YouTube space. It helps us eat, helps us live, helps the shows grow, helps more people find it. Hit that like button, y'all. It does wonders. It does wonders for your favorite content creator. Hit that like button. And like I always tell you guys, the content is available not only on YouTube, it's also available on Twitch and Facebook Live. And whenever you miss the live stream, if you miss the live stream, you can always double back on YouTube, or you can check the show out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. The links are available down below in the description. If you got Spotify, search Chalk It Up Sports. If you got Apple Podcasts, if you use that, search Chalk It Up Sports. That's all you got to do. Follow me, subscribe to me, give me 5 stars. You guys know what the vibe is. You know what your job is. Keep supporting. The show's only getting better. So, like I said, Nick Sirianni, if we're going to give him credit for the fuck-ups, we got to give him credit for when things work. You feel what I'm saying? We got to do that. He decides who goes in that game. When Slay went down, he could have went Ringo. He could have went Isaiah Rodgers. He decided to go with Isaiah Rodgers. He decided to go with Isaiah. And, leading up to the season, a lot of us was leaning more towards Keeley. But Isaiah has earned some favor. Nonetheless, I want to give Nick Sirianni his flowers for his performance over the past 3 weeks. Coming out of the bye week, the Philadelphia Eagles are 3-0. Your quarterback is completing over 70% of his passes. He's averaging nearly 10 yards an attempt. He's averaging 2 yards a game. He's averaging just over 200 passing yards a game. 9 touchdowns, no turnovers. He's been lights out. You got to give credit to Kellen Moore. You got to give credit to Nick Sirianni. You got to give credit to Vic Fangio. You got to give credit to Christian Parker. You got to give credit to Clinton Hurt. You got to give credit to Jeremiah Washburn. You got to give credit to Bobby King. You got to give credit to Kevin Patullo. You got to give credit to these coaches for making sure that you got to make sure that you got to give these coaches credit. If we're going to kill them, we got to give them credit. So like I said, yeah, Jalen Hurts averaging about a 70% completion percentage right now over the course of the past 3 weeks, averaging about 70% in the air, a completion percentage, averaging just over 200 passing yards a game, averaging almost 10 yards an attempt, 9 touchdowns, no turnovers. Yeah. Yeah. The Eagles are different when they clicking like this. When you got to worry about Jalen Hurts doing what he did in that game. And listen, I just got finished rewatching the game. I always rewatch the games a couple times after the fact, just to see if I missed anything. Yo, you know how they tried to say we started off slow in that first half? It's not really true. It's not really true at all. I watched that game again, and both teams had 3 possessions. 3 possessions in the first half. It was the Bengals were dominating time of possession. They were dominating the time of possession. They had a 10-minute drive in the first quarter. The Eagles didn't touch the ball until damn near when the first quarter was over. So when people try to say they started off slow in that game, I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. And to be frank with you, I could show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Check this out. Let me pull it up on the screen here. Excuse me. Give me 1 second, you guys. You know how technology goes. Like they tried to say they started off slow in that game. When you watch it over, no, they didn't. You watch that game, and they only punted it 1 time. They punted once. And they started off slow? Hold on. Let me pull this up. So we're going to look at the play-by-play real quick. Shout out to you guys, by the way. We're going to pull up the play-by-play, and we're not going to dig too deep into it, because what I'm going to do today is I want to go over a handful of crucial plays that defined the game. That's what we're going to do. But again, Bengals, they had the ball for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 17 plays, went 70 yards, scored a touchdown, right? Now the Philadelphia Eagles. Think about this. Just think about this. It took the Bengals 17 plays in 10 minutes just to drive down the field, right? It took the Philadelphia Eagles 10 plays, 52 yards in 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Now, granted, that's an 18-yard disparity. It's an 18-yard disparity between 70 and 52, but a 5-minute, a 4-minute disparity between the drives. Who really was starting off slow? Who really was taking their time? Nonetheless, let's get into the plays. Again, they say the Eagles started off slow. Not true. 1st and 10, Saquon Barkley, 7-yard run. 2nd and 3, Jalen Hurts scrambles for 7 yards. That's a first down. 1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 41. Saquon Barkley rushes for 2 yards. 2nd and 8, Jalen Hurts pass to A.J. Brown for 29 yards. That's the first down. You're already in Cincinnati territory. You've made it to the Cincinnati 28-yard line. They started off slow. 1st and 10, Cincinnati's 28. Jalen Hurts runs for 6 yards. 2nd and 4, Saquon Barkley runs for 6 yards. That's a first down. They started off slow, though. 1st and 10 at Cincinnati's 16-yard line. They're in the red zone at this point. Jalen Hurts lines up a shotgun. Passes short right to Devontae Smith for a bubble screen. Loss of 2 yards. This is where things got wonky. And then he scrambled up the middle for 9 yards. Got called back for a penalty. Eventually, they end up settling for a field goal. They put up points in their first drive. They didn't start off slow. They were moving the ball, and a penalty offset it what they accomplished. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, now that we've dispelled that part, I want to get into some key moments in this game with you guys. I want to get into some key moments with you guys. If you don't mind, if you'll indulge me. But before we do so, I want to show you guys some love. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Yasmin, Marley Coldburr, Ace Boogie, Big Chris, S Blunt, Roland, Rufus Wallace, Garrett Allen, Philly 4 for 4, Forrest Hill, Trent Wright, Kyle Saunders. Shout out to y'all. Aaron Baskerville, 63 Mortis. Shout out to y'all. Jamal Harris, KGK, Cam Macbeth. Thank you guys for supporting the show. It means a lot to me. Who else we got here? I hope I'm not missing anybody. My man BG31, Bird Gang 31, NewTube 12 Gaming, RJ Fletcher. By the way, make sure you guys go subscribe to my man Bird Gang 31. He does great work. Eagles Playbook Podcast. Go lock in with them as well. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. K. Robinson. Bold Brew. What's going on? Eddie Holmes. What's going on? Private McClunky. G Dragon. Welcome to the show. Shane Butler. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for locking in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the content. I know my OGs are, but if you're new, you know what to do. All right. Like I said, today's show, I want to spend it focusing on a handful of key plays that defined this game, in my opinion. So let's get to that. The first play, the first moment, in my opinion, that defined this game for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals starts here. First quarter, 19 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 12 at the Cincinnati 18-yard line. Eagles have the ball. And need I remind you guys, these defining moments won't always fall in the favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. They are moments that define the game for both parties, good, bad, and indifferent. So follow me here. We're going to get to a few plays. And NewTube, that's a good pull by you. The 3rd and 22 and the 3rd and 16. Both of those were defining plays in the game. The 3rd and 22 for Joe Burrow, the 3rd and 16 conversion for Jalen Hurts. Those were two defining moments. Let me get to these ones I got in front of me. The first one, first quarter, 19 seconds left on the clock, 2nd and 12 at the Cincinnati 18-yard line. The Eagles have the ball. Jalen Hurts scrambles for about 10 yards. I think it was 9 yards, but he scrambles for about 9 or 10 yards in the red zone before it's called back for a Tyler Steen holding penalty. 2nd and 12 becomes 3rd and 22. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. 2nd and 12 becomes 2nd and 22. But prior to that, on 1st and 10, they threw a bubble screen to Devontae Smith for a 2-yard loss. So that's back-to-back negative plays. 1st and 10, 2-yard loss. Now it's 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12, you run for 9 yards, but it gets called back because of a holding penalty. Now you're 2nd and 22. Eventually, that leads to the Philadelphia Eagles settling for a field goal. They're down 7-3. Now, again, first quarter, but that was a key moment because that Tyler Steen hold arguably took a touchdown off the board. I'm willing to bet if Tyler Steen doesn't get that hold, the Eagles score that touchdown. I'm willing to bet on that. They were moving the ball methodically down the field without any issues. Tyler Steen, as much as I love him, as talented as he is, he has to be more disciplined because you don't need those holding calls coming up in crucial moments of a game. He's fortunate this was a first quarter situation and they were close enough where they were still in field goal range. The last thing you want to do is not only take a touchdown off the board, you don't want to take a field goal off the board altogether. So that was a defining moment, in my opinion. Although I like Tyler Steen, he has to be more disciplined. The Eagles settle for a field goal. My man, my OG S Blunt says, "Did you think the 2 calls on him were good calls?" I thought the holding call was a little. The holding call, when I saw it, I was like, okay, I saw it. To me, his hands were outside the shoulder pad. His hands were on the outside shoulder pads. So, because I just rewatched the game. His hands were on the outside of the pass rusher or the D lineman. So that was a hold. But the second one, that unnecessary roughness call, was bullshit. That was bull. The unnecessary roughness call on Tyler Steen was bull. That was a bang bang play. Everybody was trying to get in. Everybody was trying to get in on the scrum, and they decided to call him for unnecessary roughness. Really? Everybody pushing everybody. Everybody's in the pile. So I feel like one of the penalties, the holding, yeah, that was a hold. But the unnecessary roughness, that was some hating ass shit. All right, so that was my first play. That was my first moment that was defining, in my opinion. It was defining. Because remember, the Bengals are marching. They're moving the ball very well. You want to keep pace with that. And you got points on the board. Don't get it wrong. But you could have tied that game up if Tyler Steen doesn't get that holding penalty. You likely tie the game up there. But regardless, the Eagles settle for a field goal. Bengals lead 7-3. Let's get to another play of mine that I believe defined the game or defined a portion of the game. Second quarter, 12 minutes and 59 seconds left, 3rd and 22 at Cincinnati's 46-yard line. Bengals have the ball. Joe Burrow was sacked on first down for a 12-yard loss by Nolan Smith and Milton Williams. And he threw a near interception on second down. So now it's 3rd and 22. 3rd and 22 at Cincinnati's 46-yard line. You get the stop, they punt the ball. You get the ball back. But unfortunately, what happens is the Eagles defense fails to bring Burrow to the ground. The pass rush couldn't get home. Even though they got pressure, they just couldn't get home. Josh Sweat came the closest, and Burrow ends up scrambling to extend the play. He finds a wide open. I believe it was, who was that? I can't remember who it was. Was it Gesicki? I don't know. But regardless, Burrow extends the play and converts 3rd and 22 for a first down. That's unacceptable. Fortunate enough, the Bengals end up having to settle for a field goal because Darius Slay played good red zone defense. He played good red zone defense. He redeemed himself on that drive, without a doubt, because he got beat for like a 29-yarder or 25-yarder. So the Bengals eventually settle for a field goal after they converted that 3rd and 22. Bengals lead 10-3 at this point. So again, for me, you allow a team to convert a 3rd and 22, that's a defining play in the game. That's the kind of play that can make or break you. There were a couple moments in this game where the Eagles could have got down on themselves. They could have panicked. They could have got frustrated, but they didn't. They focused on one play at a time, and they had a very short memory. And then that's why they won the game ultimately. So now the Bengals lead 10-3. Let me get to another defining play. Second quarter, 5 minutes, 18 seconds left. 3rd and 7 at the Philadelphia 36-yard line. Bengals ball. Joe Burrow and the Bengals were moving the ball. Need I remind you, the Bengals are up 10-3. Joe Burrow and those guys are moving the ball down the field, but eventually they get stalled when the Eagles defense stepped up and forced an incompletion, setting up a Bengals field goal attempt on 4th down. Now, if they make this field goal, the Bengals go up by 2 possessions. If they make this field goal, the score goes from 10-3 to 13-3. That's a big deal. But you know what happens? You know what happened. The Bengals kicker, he missed the field goal, leaving the score at 10-3. And the Eagles get relatively favorable field position, which eventually led to a Philadelphia Eagles touchdown drive led by Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts scrambled this one in, right? Or quarterback snuck this one in. Now the game is tied 10-10. Defining moment, because the Bengals could go up by 2 possessions. 2 possessions, 13-3 if they make that field goal, but they miss it. Eagles have an opportunity to tie the game going into the half. You get the ball back at the half. That's a big deal. Notice the chain reaction. Notice the cumulative effect of somebody not doing their job. That's, in my opinion, how football works. One particular misstep or decision can lead to another series of missteps and poor decisions. Cincinnati, you make that field goal, you go up by 2 possessions. And if you play decent enough defense, at worst, you're still up 13-10 going into the half. Oh, I'm sorry. At worst, you're up 13-10. You give up a touchdown. At best, you give up nothing. And you lead 13-3. If we're going for the middle ground, the Eagles kick a field goal, you still lead 13-6 by a touchdown. So you see how the Bengals missing that field goal kind of set off a domino effect a little bit. They kind of set off a domino effect. Eagles eventually score, like I said, and the game is tied 10-10 going into the half. You look back at that half and you say to yourself, the Eagles had 3 drives. They scored on 2 out of the 3. They made it to the red zone on 2 out of the 3. And they scored a touchdown on 1 out of the 3. Left with points on 2 out of the 3. And your defense stepped up well enough to hold the Bengals to 10 points in the first half. And you put up 10 points of your own. In my humble opinion, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles were on schedule. I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles won that first half. Everything the Bengals tried to throw at the Eagles, and the Eagles took their best punch, that's what don't get talked about enough. The Bengals threw their best punch. We took it. The Bengals threw their best punch, and we took it like a champ. That don't get talked about enough. So we go into the half. Game tied 10-10. Let's get to another defining play, in my opinion. And I also want to make this clear too. For some reason, I didn't list the key 3rd and 16 conversion by Jalen Hurts. For some reason, I didn't list that. I don't know why I didn't list that. That was a game. That was a defining play as well. I don't want that to go unnoticed as well. Jalen Hurts converts a key 3rd and 16 pass to A.J. Brown for a first down. That was huge. That was huge. Anyway, let's get to another moment that was defining, in my opinion. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, a Philadelphia Eagles edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and oh, by the way, smash that like button. And if you're new to the show, if you're new to the fold, welcome. Welcome to the cloth. Now you can't leave. Oh, man. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed as well. Third quarter, 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. 2nd and 8 at the Cincinnati 45-yard line. The Eagles have the ball. By this point in the game, the Eagles and the Bengals have both scored on their second half opening drives. The Philadelphia Eagles come out, drive down the field, score a touchdown. Cincinnati responds, and they score a touchdown. Game is tied 17-17. I think at that time we were thinking to ourselves, oh, we may be in for a slugfest. And by the way, you guys, I'm going to get to your comments. I'm going to get to your super chats. I'm going to get to all of that. Trust me, I got you guys. I just want to get through this segment of mine. So game is tied 17-17. Third quarter, 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. 2nd and 8 at the Cincinnati 45-yard line. The Eagles are marching. You know what Jalen Hurts does? He loads up for a 45-yard touchdown pass to Devontae Smith. One-on-one coverage against the safety. And they connect. Devontae Smith deserved that ball. He deserved that touchdown. Devontae has had a interesting 2024 campaign. If you thinking about the concussion, if you consider that New Orleans Saints guy spitting on him, if you consider the limited amount of touches or opportunities he's been given in the past couple games, Smitty deserved that 45-yard bomb. And the most beautiful thing about Devontae Smith that I love oh so much, it don't matter if Devontae don't see a target for 2 quarters. You throw that ball to him, he catching it. He's catching it. So again, I say Jalen Hurts loaded up for a 45-yard dot, a 45-yard dream, a 45-yard drop in the bucket, a 45-yard drop in the bread basket to Devontae Smith for a touchdown. And the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, the offense clicking on all cylinders. And now, this is where the Bengals are starting to feel the pressure. This is the moment. We're about to get to a truly defining moment. Eagles take the lead 24-17. I'm willing to bet the Bengals didn't expect that. They didn't expect to be on the ropes like this with the third quarter winding down. I don't think they expected Jalen Hurts to be as sharp as he was. I don't think they expected Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to punch back the way they did. Like I told you, we took their best shot. They gave us their best shot. It was too late. The cat's out of the bag. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It was over at that point. But no, I'm going to get to a moment in the game when it really was decided. Really was decided. So again, Jalen Hurts, third quarter, 2 minutes and 52 seconds left, 2nd and 8 at the Cincinnati 45-yard line. Jalen Hurts hits Devontae Smith for a 45-yard touchdown pass. Eagles take the lead 24-17. Let's transition to the next and probably the most defining play of the game. Third quarter, 46 seconds left. 4th and 1 at the Cincinnati 39-yard line. The Bengals have the ball. And let me load this up for you guys. Let me set the stage. On the prior play, 3rd and 1, that is, the Bengals running back Zach Moss, he tried to run up the gut. You know what he does? Or you know what happens, rather? He runs into a brick wall named Brandon Graham for no gain. No gain. The Bengals couldn't run the ball at all. The Bengals couldn't run and pick up a carton of milk if you needed them to. They couldn't make a store run if you needed to. They couldn't run to save their life. BG stuffs Zach Moss at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Setting up a 4th down decision by Bengals head coach Zach Taylor, Press Taylor's brother. Press Taylor has been associated with Doug Peterson. Zach Taylor, the head coach for the Bengals, has a decision to make. It's 4th and 1. Do I punt the ball? Do I punt the ball and give the ball back to Philadelphia, knowing how hot their offense has been? Or do I decide to go forward on 4th and 1 because my offense has been playing at a high level and they've been converting on 3rd down quite often? And they've been having the Eagles on the ropes quite often on the gotta have it plays. So Zach Taylor ultimately decides to go for it. And when he made that decision, immediately I knew that was a panic move. And it ended up being a grave mistake. They panicked. They decided to go for it. Joe Burrow lines up, hikes the ball. He knew where he was going with that ball. He already made his mind up. Hikes the ball, immediately tosses it to Jamarr Chase for a short pass to the right. It looked like a little bubble screen, or it looked like some kind of wide route, route for the running back or whatever. Nonetheless, Jamarr Chase catches the ball, tries to get the 1st down. He runs into a brick wall named Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean runs into the Frenchman. You feel me? Cooper DeJean gets the huge 4th down stop, solo tackle, open field for a 2-yard loss, forcing a turnover on downs. Takes the life out of the stadium if you were a Bengals fan. If you were an Eagles fan, and trust me, Eagles fans showed out in that game. I heard EAGLES chants. I heard Eagles chants. I heard Fly Eagles Fly chants and all of that. All of that. Cooper DeJean comes in with the 4th down, stops the rookie with the veteran move on the veteran. The rookie stuffs the veteran. That was a huge momentum shift. That was a huge momentum shift for not only the Bengals, but it was a huge momentum shift for the Philadelphia Eagles. That 4th and 1 stop led to an opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles to go ahead by 2 possessions. And what do? The Eagles make a couple plays. They had some equipment issues, and I think that really threw the drive off a little bit. Jalen Hurts' cleat came off, and they couldn't get the shoe untied. They couldn't get it back on his foot. They tried to use a shoehorn. It wouldn't work. That drive after the 4th and 1 was a little herky-jerky because of some equipment issues. Nonetheless, the Eagles weathered the storm, and they managed to still get points on the board. They kick a field goal, making the game 27-17. 27-17. making it a 2-possession game. And now the Cincinnati Bengals are on the ropes. The moment Zach Taylor went for that 4th down, I knew he fucked up. I knew it. I knew it in my heart of hearts. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're only down by a touchdown. You're still in the 3rd quarter. Why would you do that? Why? Zach Taylor, tell me, why would you do that? You were nervous. I get it. You were panicking. I get it. You felt that pressure. I get it. It ain't easy being cheesy. I get it. Anyway, Eagles lead 27-17. The Bengals are now on the ropes. From this point forward, the levees break, and the Philadelphia Eagles begin to lay it on them. The Philadelphia Eagles begin to smother, and they begin to asphyxiate. They begin to strangle the Bengals, and they put them to sleep slowly and surely. And they say, don't move. Don't move. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. It'll all be over soon. Just go to sleep. The Philadelphia Eagles forced, after the turnover on downs, they forced 2 additional turnovers. The Eagles forced 3 turnovers on back-to-back-to-back drives. An interception by an interception for CJGJ by way of an Isaiah Rodgers tip pass on Jamarr Chase. Why would Joe Burrow throw that ball into double coverage? They started to panic. Cooper DeJean, 4th and 1, turnover on downs. CJGJ and Isaiah Rodgers, tip drill interception. And then to put the nail in the coffin, Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond forced fumble. Nakobe recovers it. And throughout this entire time, the Philadelphia Eagles score an additional 10 points, making the score 37-17. Game, set, match. This can't be real. This can't be real. Because going into this game, and again, you guys, those were my handful of game-defining plays. Those were my moments that defined the match. And again, like I said to you guys earlier, notice how one play can set off a chain reaction. All you got to do is take advantage of the opportunity when it's placed in front of you. And the Philadelphia Eagles took advantage of every opportunity they got on Sunday. They only punted the ball one time. One time. We were seeing variety in this offense. We were seeing Jalen Hurts under center, play action, the RPO, Jalen Hurts doing the quarterback design runs in timely fashion. We were seeing Jalen Hurts drop back, diagnose. If it's not there, take off and run. Instinctive running, decisive running. Standing back in the pocket, the offensive line protects him. Jalen Hurts had all day. Jalen Hurts had a lifetime to do his job. On that Devontae Smith touchdown, he had 4 seconds in the pocket. Shout out to Jack Stoll, holding it down on the island. Jack Stoll, did y'all see him? He was doing the Lil' Kim. Did y'all see it? Jack Stoll was doing the Lil' Kim on him. He couldn't get by him. Oh, shit. Yo. Oh, my God. Did he say, hold on. Infamous. Are you going to sit here and try to say Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson are nobodies? Are you really about to say that? Are you really about to say Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson are nobodies? Infamous. No. Don't do that. No. Infamous, I'm disappointed in you. In you, my man. I'm disappointed in you, brother. Oh, man, but it's all good, though. Nonetheless, the Philadelphia Eagles took care of business, man. You know, all week I heard what Joe Burrow was going to do to the Eagles. All week I heard the better quarterback will win this game. They said that, didn't they? Help me out, y'all. Help me out. I know I'm not on the island. Did they not say all week the better quarterback will win this game? Did they not say that, y'all? Tell me. They said that, right? Didn't they say that? Am I tripping? Didn't they say the better quarterback will win this game? S. Blunt said facts. They said that. Matt Week said everybody picked us to lose. S. Blunt said we were underdogs. Cedric says, when are you and LB and Simone linking back up? Tonight, baby boy, tonight. 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:15 Central Time, 5:15 Mountain Time, 4:15 Pacific Time. We're live tonight. The link up is tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. They said the better quarterback will win. So doesn't that mean Jalen Hurts is better than Joe Burrow? That's what they said. Hey, Infamous, I'm only going off what they said. And Infamous, be careful. It's not as sweet as you think. It's not as sweet as you think, baby boy. Infamous says he was better that day, but he's not better than Burrow, though. Hey, I'm only going off what they said. I'm not trying to make nothing up. I'm not trying to start a scuffle. I'm just going off what the prognosticator said. I'm only going off what these football specialists said, these experts. I'm only going off what they said. You know me. I didn't play the game in high school. I didn't play the game in college, or I've never played pro. I've never coached the game. I never even played intramurals. The closest I came to football was flag. Y'all know me. I like to defer to the specialists. I like to defer to people who know more than me. Shout out to my man Kevin Jefferson with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. I really do appreciate it, brother. I meant to get to this earlier. I'm sorry I made you wait. He says we still not contributing from the third wide receiver position. That's still a concern. Concern, not my biggest concern, especially with Grant and Calcaterra being a weapon like that. because you got to think about it. Don't think about it as don't think about it from the perspective of wide receiver 1, 2, 3. That's not the pecking order. The pecking order is A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, the tight end, and then Jahan Dotson or wide receiver 3, whoever's there. So don't get too caught up on the wide receiver 1, 2, 3 pecking order. Focus more so on the talent pecking order. In this offense, Jahan Dotson at best is a fifth option. Fourth or fifth option. And you still got to account for Jalen Hurts running. So at best in this offense, Jahan Dotson is a fifth option. So I ain't tripping about that. Thank you for your super chat, Kevin. I appreciate it. But like I said, y'all know me. I like to lean on the people who know more than me. And they said the better quarterback will win the game. I guess they was right. The better quarterback won the game. The better quarterback won the game. I guess it is what it is. Shout out to Cam, shout out to Mace. Shout out to the OGs on the East Coast, man. It is what it is. My man Cedric Revel with the $1.99 super chat. I love that photo, by the way, man. I love it. Mr. Nigel Thornberry. Anyway, Cedric says the third wide receiver is like the fifth or sixth threat of our offense. Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you for your super chat, Cedric. My man Infamous says y'all traded a third for a fifth option. Hey, listen, man, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You got to take shots, man. You know better than anybody, man. When you a GM, you got to take shots. You got to take risk. You do what you got to do to put your team in the best position to succeed. You do what you got to do. It's all right. It's okay. You do what you got to do. Sometimes you overspend. Sometimes you don't spend enough. You live with the results. He said, hold on, Infamous. A third round pick is not a full court shot, brother. You are insane. You are insane. He said a full court shot. Yo. Infamous is funny as hell, y'all. No, he's funny for real. He's really funny. Trading a third round pick is not a full court shot. Trading a first round pick, that's a full court shot. Hey, listen, y'all. Trust me. Infamous means well. He means well. Anyway, man, let me see some of your other comments before we get out of here. Big Chris says Hurts and Burrow are similar. Both got to a Super Bowl, but Burrow throws a better ball. Yeah, listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, Joe Burrow is not good. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Don't get it twisted. He's a great quarterback. He didn't have a good half. But he was killing us on third down. Don't get it twisted. He was all right. Private McClunky says, wait till Covey gets back. It's over for the rest of the Yo. I love how Britton Covey has us in a chokehold like this. I love that Britton Covey has like established like his own little cult fan base because I'm a Britton Covey guy too. I've been high on Britton Covey since I saw that Utah tape. Ever since I saw that Utah film, I say, yo, I like this kid. I like this guy. So, yeah, man. Yeah. McClunky, you funny, man. Chaotic Green says 6'1", 6'2" type shit. Maybe Jalen would find the guy sooner. Yeah, people forget Jalen not that tall, yo. He not that tall. He like 6'1", 6'2". You know what I'm saying? Like, and I met him. He like my height. I'm 6 feet. When I met him, he had dress shoes on. Jalen like an inch taller than me, maybe. He not that tall. He probably 6'2" in cleats. He's not a tall dude. He a big dude, though. Stockier than a motherfucker. But he's really not a tall dude. He's not a tall dude. He's really not that tall of a guy. He put cleats on. He about 6'2". I can't wait for Washington week. Yo, they talking crazy. I can't wait until Commanders week. I can't wait until we face the Commodores. I can't wait. S. Blunt says, I see that Brian Thomas Jr. and Christian Kirk are out for the Jags. We just don't need a trap game with the Cowboys following. Big facts. We need to smack the Jags. We can't waste time with them. We can't waste any time with the Jaguars. We got to smack them violently. We got to smack them into the next CBA. Christian Kirk is out for the season, though. That's the thing, though. They're not just out for the week. Christian Kirk is out for the season with like a broken collarbone. Brian Thomas Jr., I think, is out for like 4 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that. The Jags are crumbling. And I don't know how much leeway Doug Peterson is going to have at this point. I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry about that. Had a little burp. Anyway. Yeah, man. The Jags are cooked. We just got to make sure we put them on the grill and fry their ass up. Mark Celestia says, we destroying Washington. They really haven't played anybody. It's going to be a fun game, I'll tell you that. Infamous says, Tone, I haven't talked till recently about Washington matchup versus Eagles. Oh, no. Listen, bro. No, you just been talking shit about us. But since we here now, don't worry. That ass whooping coming soon, Infamous. Don't worry. It's coming soon to a theater near you. It's coming soon. Don't you worry. Tony B says the Commanders looking decent, but I don't think watching them in their 4 field goals over 59 minutes and 58 seconds really scared anybody. Kudos in the lucky play and the fact that the Bears ran the ball with the lineman. Yeah, that was crazy, right? That was crazy. The Bears are idiots. Big Chris says, can we sweep Dallas? Infamous says, y'all probably would take the first one. It's Thursday night in the link. Look at him copping, please. Say, no, let me stop playing. You know what's so funny, Infamous? I'm going to be honest with you. Infamous, I'm going to be very honest with you. Before the season started, right? I'm going to show y'all this. I want to show y'all something. So, before the season started, I wrote down my prediction for the Philadelphia Eagles season, right? I predicted that at this point in the season, the Philadelphia Eagles will be 6-1. I actually had us beating Atlanta. I had us beating Tampa Bay. And those were the 2 losses came from, unfortunately. But like I said, I had us being 6-1 at this point. I had us losing to Cincinnati. We actually ended up smoking them, and now we're 5-2. So based off of my calculations, based off of my prediction, I'm only a game off schedule. But I predicted this on May 16th, 2024. I don't know if you can see the date there, but I wrote this down on May 16th. May 16th, I predicted the Eagles' schedule. And, I haven't been that far off, but I expected us to beat Atlanta, and I expected us to beat Tampa Bay, and I expected us to lose to Cincy. And we ended up beating Cincy, and we lost to those other teams. So, at this point in the season, I predicted we would be 6-1. We're currently 5-2. Not bad. And to your point, Infamous, about splitting, I actually predicted that we split this year before the season even started. Check that out. Look at that. I predicted that we split. I got us winning the first one in week 11, and I got us losing the second one in week 16. So, yeah. It's funny you say that. I actually predicted a split, and that's before And that's before we knew how good Jaden Daniels was. All right, let me see. Joseph Augustine says we can sweep Dallas. Oh, yeah, dude, Dallas is cooked. But you know it's a divisional game. They're going to try to play us tough. They're going to try to play us tough. Don't worry. They're going to try. Big Chris says the Ravens game will be tough. It will. It will. RJ says, man, we ain't splitting with Washington. I love the confidence, y'all. I love it. The Bull RJ says, bro, I'm sorry. I have no fear in Washington. That shit fool's gold. Bro, don't get me wrong. I'm not fearful of them either. I don't look at Washington and say, ooh, spooky. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing Washington is doing that makes me go, ooh, I'm shaking in my boots. There's nothing they doing that makes me nervous. Nothing. But they're playing better. And we got to respect it. That's all. We got to respect it. That's about it. They playing better. They're 6-2. Got to respect it. They're definitely going to win 10 games this year. They're definitely going to win 10 games this year. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I really do appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys lock in a couple hours. We will be live tonight. The Link Up is back, featuring Simone Stanley, Lord Brunson, and myself, your guy, Tone DeShields II. Make sure you guys lock in tonight, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:15 p.m. Central Time, 5:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and 4:15 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure you guys lock in tonight. The Link Up. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and make sure you guys continue to lock in on the content. Like I always tell you guys, we're available on more than one platform. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And if you can't catch it live, you can watch the show after the fact on your own time on YouTube, or you can check me out on Apple Podcasts and listen, or check me out on Spotify, where you also can watch and listen as well. So I appreciate the love. You guys have been tremendous. I'm so grateful to be in the position I'm in, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. And smash that like button, smash that like button. And oh, by the way, smash that damn like button. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys have been locked in on a Philadelphia Eagles edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.